Hey everybody, Jason here. Today we are going to take a look at my latest Lego creation, which is this model of Adam Savage in his scratch-built Victorian style rickshaw being pulled by a Boston Dynamics spot robot. And if you have not seen the video that Adam posted over on Tested a couple of weeks ago, you're probably really confused right now. That video is pretty easy to find, and I'll add a link in the description, etc. And I think it's worth watching at least the end of that video just to see Adam's contagious enthusiasm. And it'll also give you an idea of what this is actually supposed to be. In this video, I'm just going to go over some of the mechanics of this model and also give you some insight into how I designed it. Before I even started thinking about the design, I obviously needed to collect some reference material. And in this case, I just worked from some screenshots of the video that Adam posted. In particular, this one, which gives a nice side view of the rickshaw and spot. Next, I needed to figure out how big I wanted to make the model. And in this case, the size of the model is all keyed off the rickshaw wheels. I knew I wanted to use one of these wheels that Lego has produced since they match really well with the wheels that Adam used. And I decided to go with the largest one as it would allow me to add the most detail to the model. From there, I literally just held the wheel up to my monitor, resized the image so that the rickshaw wheel matched the Lego one, and then used that as a reference to determine the relative size of everything. So for example, the length of spot is about 10 studs. The length of its upper and lower leg segments are 5 studs each, and the top of the rickshaw roof is about 10 studs. Once I had an idea of the size of the model, it was time to work on the mechanics. And the mechanics of this one are pretty simple. Spot's legs just move up and down, and the wheels of the rickshaw just needed to rotate. My goal with the base was to try and keep it as thin as possible, and it ended up being 2 bricks and 1 tile high, which I was pretty happy about. For Spot's legs, it's just a simple pair of crankshafts that each drive 2 pistons which support the legs. And Spot's legs are built using a combination of system and Technic bricks. The upper legs are entirely system bricks actually, just some plates, tiles, and a curved slope. And they connect the body with the lower legs using a couple of these Technic half pins, which have a stud on the end of them. The lower legs each have a Technic connector attached to the foot, which slides over the piston axle. That way the feet are allowed to bottom out onto the surface of the base a little bit without binding the mechanism. For the wheels, I didn't want to drive them using any kind of direct drive. I wanted them to behave just like the model does in the real world, where the wheels essentially turn as a result of the ground moving underneath them. So that is literally what I ended up doing. I set up a pair of rolling tires in the base, which are driven by a transaxle with just smooth bushings on the end. And the tires are mounted so that those bushings drive the tires via friction. So when the rickshaw wheels sit on top of those tires, they rotate. Once the mechanics were finished, it was just a matter of fleshing out the design and adding as many details as I could. And this is usually pretty iterative. I started out with a rough outline of the rickshaw, and I slowly refined it and added more detail as I could. I was able to add a lot of the cool details that Adam incorporated into the design, like the filigree on the sides, the tassels hanging from the front, the lanterns, the chrome accented lights, the feathers, and what I assume is some sort of gramophone horn on the top, and the actual horn on the right side as well. And that is about all I wanted to talk about in this video. I really enjoyed building this model. It's definitely a pretty unique model in my collection now. As always, I hope you enjoyed the model and the video. Thanks for watching. Keep on building. I'll see you in the next one.